This lesson will focus on information literacy and how you can think critically about the information you use in your classes here at MCC and in other parts of your life. When you are looking at information or for information, it is important to consider why the information was created and what you need it for. Depending on what you need the information for, you will need different types of sources and may look for those sources in different places. If you want to know what your friends are doing, you may use information sources like Facebook or Instagram, or just ask them face-to-face by phone or text. If you want to settle an argument with a friend or sibling, you may need a quick piece of factual information that you could find doing an internet search or using a source like Wikipedia or an encyclopedia. Or you could even ask an expert. But a lot of the time when you're doing research for school or for work, you need more scholarly sources. You might find yourself looking for articles in a database or through Google Scholar. Not all information is created equally. When authors create content like books, articles, blogs, videos, etc., they go through a different process of writing, editing, and publishing depending on the type of information they're sharing and the purpose of the writing. Then there is the type of information format you will be using a lot for your college-level research, which is articles. There are 3 different article formats: scholarly, trade, and popular. Scholarly journals, sometimes also called peer-review journals, are the gold standard for research. These articles share original research and are written by experts on the topic. Trade, which are sometimes called professional journals, are written by people in a field for other people in that same field. They generally contain case studies and best practices that would be of interest to that specific trade. Popular magazines are written for everyone. These are the kinds of publications you'll see at the checkout at the grocery store. They are primarily for entertainment. Whenever you look at a source, you want to carefully evaluate it to make sure it's the best source for your purpose. Some questions to ask: what is the purpose of this source? Is it scholarly? Popular? Who wrote the article? Why did they write it? What potential bias exists? Does this source fit my information need? The first thing to determine is whether the purpose of the source is to inform or persuade. If it is persuasive, it is a good argument that is well supported, uses sources, and is fair. This can be very tricky to judge. Even a publisher can be biased. For example, there are certain periodicals that tend to be more conservative and others that are more liberal. The articles published in these periodicals will reflect the publisher's bias. A research study can also be biased in the way that the author interprets the data. Detecting bias takes time and practice. You will also want to consider your own research bias. Does this source reinforce my own views? Have I looked for sources that cover both sides of the issue? If you still have questions about evaluating sources, don't worry. You'll learn more about source evaluation when you take Comp 1. When you do research, you want to use a variety of sources. Make sure to consider the expectations of the assignment, your information need, the format of the source, and the type of source.